Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hanging with Beat Drop Podcast, episode 139. Why put effects when I could just, make my own effects? What's good? What's good? What's good? Appreciate you guys checking in. Appreciate you guys taking a few minutes out of your amazing day to either listen or watch, whatever is your preference. Doesn't matter. I just appreciate you guys tapping in, checking in. Now, what I want to get into this week is suffering defeat. Suffering defeat. You're going to be like, what you mean, B? And we're going to get into it. Okay? Because that could mean many different things. But there's a particular way I want to get into it this week. All right, you ready? Yeah, you ready? All right, cool. So let's get to it. There was a big fight this weekend, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Now, these two champions put themselves out there in the public eye. So much respect for these athletes. So I took a lot from that fight because no matter what you want to create, no matter what I want to create, we're going to have wins and losses in the public eye if you want to create something meaningful. You want to create a podcast, if you want to be a DJ, you want to be a photographer, you want to start your business, whatever the case might be. I think about how maybe sometimes it's not that we're afraid of failure, but we're afraid of what people will think of our failure. And that's the thing about sports, man, is like someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose, no matter what. Not even just being in the fighting game, just in any sport, someone's gonna come out victorious. And I think that's a trip because it's like in the public, everybody's watching you lose. You know what I mean? And I think about how we all suffer defeat in some shape or form. When you see these athletes that lose in front of everybody and then get interviewed like like right after, you know what I mean? Like that takes a lot. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about how much we can learn from sports sometimes. That fight was just crazy to me because I think at the moment when you're watching a fight, sometimes you're like, damn, someone's gonna lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you forget that and you're like, damn, whoever loses, a lot of people are gonna have something to say. But yeah, man, you're a champion for putting yourself out there. It takes a lot for you to try to create something and know that there's always going to be opinions of people. But with that being said, I think that there's a lot to learn from every experience, every win or loss, whatever the case might be. There's so much to learn from mistakes, from losses. I know there's a lot of things that I've messed up on where I'm like, man, there's so much of a teaching moment from that. I kind of almost want to encourage you to suffer defeat. I know you're probably like, what? But I think there's so much to learn from losing. Like, there's so much to learn from messing up, because we're human. I think sometimes when we're on social media and we're on Instagram, it's such a highlight tape, right? Like, we post so much wins in our highlight tape where I think that sometimes we don't give ourselves permission to mess up because we feel like we got to be perfect all the time. But I think that's not the reality of being a person. That's not the reality of being a human. Like, we're gonna mess up, we're gonna have so many mistakes. So I think sometimes we got to fall back and check ourselves and be like, yo, be careful what we see, because everything that we watch is always wins. We have to remind ourselves that we're gonna learn from our losses, we're gonna learn from our mistakes. Nothing will ever be smooth. Like, things, if there's things that we want to create and do, we're gonna mess up, we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna say stuff that we didn't want to say. Everything's just about pivoting. We're gonna pivot our life, you feel me? So I encourage you to do whatever the heck you want to do, man. Just freaking do it. We're gonna suffer losses, we're gonna suffer defeat, but that's the part of just living. I know that I would not have the world figured out, but I think I would never will. I think that's the beauty, that's the journey, is just learning. And the moment you think like, oh, I got this, life serves you some humble pie and goes, no, the heck you don't. And then you get humbled, and then you go, oh my God, you got to have some humility and be like, all right, I'm gonna learn from this. And you keep growing and you keep growing. And it's just about having self-accountability, self-awareness, and just keep learning. So with that being said, I encourage you, and I say this also to encourage myself and to remind myself to keep going, keep striving, do that gut, whatever that gut's telling you to do, just do it, because that gut, that's like a second brain, you feel me? That my gut sometimes be telling me things and I don't listen to it, and then I look back and I'm like, damn, I should listen to it, you feel me? So with that being said, a lot of great fights that happened over the weekend. Wishing you guys a beautiful day, a beautiful just life, just amazing energy all around. And I appreciate you guys listening. All right, hang with Beat Drop. We are 139 episodes in, and we're gonna keep creating. We're gonna keep building. And I hope that, you're building yourself, you're loving yourself, and you praise your mind. Mental praise, hang with Beat Drop Podcast, DJ Beat Drop. Let's get to it. Yeah, feel me? Peace.